Hello fellow YouTubers and ship geeks alike, this is your old friend Common Urban back again with another very special book review. Now, I've reviewed just a little bit ago, reviewed the book to you of A Night to Remember, Walter Lord's classic on the Titanic disaster. Now, since this is Titanic week, I wanted to review with you another Titanic book, but this one doesn't have a dust jacket. So what's it called, Alan? It is called The Birth of the Titanic by Michael mccaughan. And this book was published. With the association with the National Museums and Galleries in Northern Ireland and the Ulster Folk and Transport Museum. First published in 1998 by the Blackstaff Press. Now, I actually got a hold of this book through the Indiana University Library here in Bloomington, Indiana. As you can see by the stamping there. That's where I found this book. And basically what this book talks about, the birth of the Titanic, it talks about the creation of the Titanic, you know, the idea of the Titanic, how she was built and how she became what she was. And it's a very, very, very interesting book. Yeah. And I'll read this little part here to you. It says the introduction. It says, Titanic past and present. Titanic is the most famous ship in history. Her story is one of the most epic tales of the 20th century. On the evening of the 14th of April 1912, Titanic, the essence of modernity and technological achievement, was steaming across the Atlantic on her maiden voyage from the old world to the new. All on board, from the wealthy capitalists to the stateliest immigrants, the ship's officers and her laboring crew were oblivious to the iceberg's presence and the imminence of destruction and death. Enshrining the values and self-confidence in the social fabric of the era, Titanic was a microcosm of Western civilization and its misplaced certainties in a gilded age before the First World War. The spirit of the times was reflected and proclaimed with unknown irony in the White Star Line's grotesque advertising of Titanic and her sister ship, the Olympic. The Olympic and Titanic are not only the largest vessels in the world, they represent the highest attainments in naval architecture and marine engineering. They stand for the preeminence of the Anglo-Saxon race on the ocean. The White Star Liner's Olympic and Titanic equivalent testimony to the progress of mankind as shown in the conquest of mind over matter. It will rank high in the achievements of the 20th century. And so just from that first little bit there, you kind of get an essence that they were going for the best ship. They were going for the best ships the world had ever seen. And that was the thing. And this book here basically outlines the construction, and there are a lot of beautiful photographs in this book, and I don't think I got time to show all of them. But just to kind of give you kind of a glimpse of some of the pictures that's been placed in this book. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a very beautiful book. And I actually was looking online the other night, and I actually found this online. And I actually have been thinking about ordering this book for myself in my collection. But there's actually, I'm going to read this little caption here, and this might clear up some things. If you're a ship geek and you know your ocean liners, then you know about this. But if not, and you're just basically starting to learn about it, and it says right here, contrary to popular belief, Titanic was not a unique one-off ship, but was the second of an intended trio of huge passenger vessels for the White Star Line's premier service between Southampton and New York. Titanic, 1912, and her sister ships, Olympic, 1911, and Britannic, 1914, were conceived as the company's response to the increasing competition on the North Atlantic, particularly from the Cunard's Express turbine liners Mauretania and Lusitania, 1907, which were the largest, fastest, and most luxury ships in the world when they were built in 1907. So, that's the thing. Titanic was not a unique ship, but Titanic was more carefully crafted. They put more into her than Olympic, because Olympic was the learning ship. She was the first of the class. She was the test bed for many different ideas and theory and many different things. And when they figured stuff out Olympic, they changed up Titanic and made Titanic better. Like for instance, Olympic's 8-deck promenade is completely open. on Titanic, the forward half was enclosed with glass windows, and that was because of the spray from the ocean would hit up that high on the ship. So they wanted to make an area that was enclosed. While on Olympic, her B deck was a complete enclosed walking area, but that was not used that much on Olympic. So on Titanic, they took that out completely out and brought all the rooms out to the sides of the ship, besides with two private promenades for the two premier luxurious cabins on B deck, which were the parlor suites. And there were several other changes here and there, but I'm not going to go in detail with that. But for the overall effect of this book, the book really strikes at the purpose of telling the story of the building and the construction of the Titanic as seen through the eyes of the people of her homeland, Belfast, Ireland. And this book is definitely worthy of a testimony to the great ship and her presence of the world. And I'd recommend this book to anybody that wants to learn more about the construction of Titanic and basically where she's come from. And right there it is, The Birth of the Titanic by Michael mccaughan. Yeah, Michael mccaughan. Yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed that book review, and if you did, leave a thumbs up. And if you got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe if you like the content. Until next time, have smooth seas and clear skies, and happy sailing.